Now, students, we will be talking about the sex-limited genes and sex-influenced genes. See, students always get confused between the sex-linked inheritance, sex-limited, and sex-influence. In that, you must remember sex-linked genes are the genes which are present on the non-homologous part of the chromosome. Sex limited, that means irrespective of the gene, that particular character will be shown into the one sex only. That means here I am concerned with the gender. And sex influence, that chances are more, or that particular gene will be expressed as dominant in one sex and will be expressed as the recessive in another sex. So first we will talk about the sex limited gene. Now, in the case of the sex limited gene, these genes will be present in both sexes of the sexually reproducing organism, but it is going to express only and only one sex, and it will remain suppressed into the another. Matlab, if even it is present in double case, now here you can say the gene is present, but that female is not having any type of the beard. So in the case of the goat, so that is called as the now see, you will observe in the F1 generation, if you will see, the male and female both have the same type of genotype, but the female is uh, that female is not at all showing that particular trait. So that's why that is the sex limited trait. Genes for sex limited trait are present on the autosome. This point is very important to remember. This could be asked in MCQ, that sex limited trait genes are present on dash. So it is present on autosome. This is a very important point here. इसका X क्रोमोसोम से कोई लेना देना नहीं है. These genes are responsible for the development of the sexual dimorphic character within the population, like beard, and you can say the harsh voice, or you can say the male like voice. So the concept of this gene was initially developed by the Charles Darwin, but it was explained in detail by the Morgan in his article Sex Linked and Sex Limited Character. It was published in the Journal of the American Naturalist in the year 1914. It is believed that function of sex-limited genes are under the regulatory mechanism where promoter is easily influenced by certain hormone. Example, you can say the mammals, the milk secretion is only and only possible in the case of female. Although if you will observe, the mammary glands are present in the case of males also, but they are not able to secrete the milk because they are lacking the hormone which are responsible for the milk secretion. And another example which you can see on my screen, the beard is only possible in the case of the male only, and in female, even if the gene is present, the female will be the beardless. Now, sex influence trait. So these are the genes which are again present on the autosome, but it can present and it can express themselves in both the sexes, but it is influenced differentially by the sex hormone. Example, these genes are dominant in one in case of one gender, and it will be less influencing the another gender. Example, both male and female, they have the facial hair, but in the case of the woman, they usually find soft skin, but men, they have the dark facial hair. Genes for producing hair are same, but its visible result, or you can say the beard, it is present in the higher level of the testosterone in the case of male. It is not like that the female are deprived of the hair. They also have, but their hair are very much soft because they lack the androgens which is required in the case. Another example which you can see on my screen is the barnet. You will predominantly observe that it is very much dominant in the case of the males and very rarely found into the female. It is autosomal trait normally expressed in the males due to the high level of the hormone testosterone. So pattern of baldness, it is dominant in the case of men and it is recessive in the women. This is because the gene of the baldness, that is capital B, it is heterozygous. Even if it is present into the heterozygous state, so it will show men as a bald, and in the case of the female, they will just simply get the thinning of the hair. Is that clear? So this is all about the sex influence. Another example is the horn in the sheep and spotting in the cattle. These are also the sex influence. In the case of the sheep, development of horn is dominant in the male and recessive in the female. So here we end with the chromosomal mechanism in detail. We have learned the unit. If you will have any doubt, you can ask me.